Hi, I'm Eric Engel, and in this video I want to address a common mistake home sellers make when selling their home. Often I hear, if I price my home a little high, I can always come down and price later. So you may be thinking, in a market like this, what difference does it make? If I price my home a little higher, it gives me room to negotiate. Buyers are always going to make lower offers anyway. So let's take a look at it. In any type of market, pricing is still a major factor whether your home will sell for the most possible or not. First of all, any listed property gets the majority of showings within the first 2 to 4 weeks. If a property is on the market for much longer, potential buyers start asking why this one's not sold. If you get most of your showings activity within the first 2 to 4 weeks and the property is priced too high, no one makes an offer. Agents have already seen it either on the computer or in person. Once you decide to reduce the price, it's too late. They don't come back. Think about a grocery store that has milk for sale, but the price is too high. If they wait until the market rises to meet their price, it's too late. The milk is too close to the expiration date, or worse, it's spoiled. One of two things happens. Either the property sells within 98% of listed price, or it doesn't sell at all. Let me share a personal example of exactly what I'm talking about. A few years back, I listed a home for sale. Based on my performance and expertise, I expected to sell it right away and for list price or more. My dear seller, who was a single order lady, was insistent that I list the property at $310,000, although the highest sale in her development was $287,000 for comparable properties. In spite of my charm, expertise, and track record, she was unswayed from her position. So, recognizing her need to sell and move closer to her family, I told her that I would do everything in my power to sell it at her price, if in turn she agreed to consider my recommendation in a few weeks if the property didn't sell. She agreed. So within the first 3 weeks, I was able to get the property shown consistently, but with no offers. So here's a little hint. Even if I was able to market the property to 1 million buyers, not even I'm persuasive enough to convince someone to pay more for a property than they can buy it for down the street from another seller. Anyway, being pressed for time at this point, she agreed to let me price the property at $287,000. It was too late. The milk was spoiled. This property had become a stagnant listing. All of the agents who saw it early on were not coming back. The property had to be reduced and sold for $269,000 to create interest again. What really kills me is that I could have sold the property at $287,000 immediately had I been able to price it right to begin with. So on a side note, let's say that I found a buyer who's willing to pay $310,000 for this property. Chances are that they would need to secure financing, as most buyers do. The loan would be subject to an appraisal to make sure that the property was worth what the bank would be willing to loan on it. The appraiser would look at the same neighborhood comparables to reach a value. If $287,000 was the highest price, what value do you think he would place on the property? You're right, it's a no-brainer, $287,000. The last issue on overpricing is that if a property is priced correctly, there's a possibility or even a probability that the property will receive multiple offers. This is where it really gets fun. That is, if you have a master negotiator as your broker. If you don't, you'll be throwing away thousands in equity. So I'll talk about that more later. If an agent says to you, let's try it at your price, we can always reduce it later, excuse them and show them the door. This is a telltale sign that you're dealing with an agent who is desperate or who will do anything to take a listing. And by the way, desperation makes for selfish motivations and will not get you the most money for your property. Price high, get less. So for more information on how we can solve your real estate challenges, we can be reached at 909-949-6097 or on the web. I'm Eric Engel, and I will see you in the next video.